Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 3:25. How about that? 3:25 p.m. July 27, 2020. I'm looking at MNOV live right now. I took it earlier for a nice trade, and I'm looking to possibly get back in on a 13 break. You can see here on the 5-minute candle, I'm looking for the 13 break. On the time frame chart, if you go to monthly here, look at this, 13 back on 2019 was a nice number, and then it got up to 14 here back in 2018. So this is some definitely resistance. So if it breaks through that, we could see some nice action later this afternoon, or actually in the next 25 minutes or 35 minutes, I should say. So I'm watching it close, but meanwhile, while this is going on, I'm going to keep it open on another screen and go over some of the action today. It's been pretty boring. Morning was, I would say, very boring. And then the afternoon it picked up a lot with this MNOV. I did a WHLM. This was a decent trade, and then I failed on one of them, so I ended up losing money on that. I got to keep coming back to this though, because if it does make its move, I'm gonna have to take it. Let me bring up on my other screen here what was working for me and what did not. So you saw that WHLM did not. I did take a trade on mRNA a couple times, and that worked out okay, but it was just not there. And then SCKT in the morning, I did take a morning gap play on that, so this is moving up pretty fast. Considering some 13 break, and if you catch a live trade, you catch a live trade. If not, then you do not. So let's just see if it can hold here in that 50 to 70 level for a couple minutes before just making its move to 13. That'd be great. I don't want it to just go straight up to 13, because then we're talking about the shape of the candle being just straight up, and that can be a wall for it to not challenge. So the high of the day was 1325, so it's an ideal setup here on a fast moving stocks. There's a lot of risk here, so I actually reduced my trade size. On the trade, I did well on it. I was trading 400 shares, and I was kind of piecing out as it was climbing from 1150 to and I sold. My best sell was 1303. So it was a really good trade. Obviously, if I held more longer, it would have been even better. But see, now it's pulling back, which is fine. I'm good with it. We still have plenty of time in the day. And again, I don't want to rush up there. If it goes up there so fast, then it can probably just get to 13. I'll get in, and then it'll flush me down. So I am taking smaller, so I'm going to go with half the share size I had earlier, and hopefully it pays off. So we do have earnings this week on a lot of stocks, including Apple and all those other big boys. I think the list is pretty significant. mRNA is kind of a pain in the ass, I gotta admit. It just kind of makes its move and then just doesn't have much follow through. I did see a trade on Tesla, but I didn't take it. Roku I watched a couple times, and I did make money on Roku, but I waited for my second entry, and it did work out, but it didn't go very far. It only went like 30 cents or something like that. But overall, the markets have been kind of choppy, even pretty much at this level the whole day. If we go to the SPY real quick, I mean, it's up 237. You can see it posted up. Now it's making new highs for the day, which makes things interesting. This chart is setting up really nice, even though you see all these wicks here. That just shows you that it makes its move and pulls back, makes its move, pulls back, makes its move. So that makes it a little bit sketchy, but eventually it does make its move. You can see on this particular move here, I mean, that's a solid from $9 to $11. Definitely something you need to consider. So I'm still watching it, and I'm going to come right back, and hopefully we'll finish up this with a trade. If not, I'll close up the video and recap it. Okay, so MNOV has pulled back pretty good, all the way back to almost 12, so it's a long way from 13. Actually, it's flushing pretty good right here, so I do not know if this is going to trigger or not, but it is setting up for possibly like a 345 trade. So what I'll do is I'll put in the notes and on the website if I took this trade or not. But as of right now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, which is fine. I've had a decent day. I'm up 294 for the Monday. It was a nice day, very patient. Didn't force much. Probably overtraded a couple times, got in a couple times too early, which is something I need to really work on. And actually I did today. I got in early and just got out. I said, okay, I'm in early, and if I waited, it did work on one trade. But there was a couple trades where I got in early. Let's say I was looking for the 1180 break, and I would get in right there, and it would work in this case. But sometimes it would just sit there, and I didn't, get the right. I didn't wait for the seller to get taken out, and it was so I just bounced in for a small minor loss, and it didn't really affect my P&L. So one time it really hurt, but only because it went up like $2. But I think it was NKLA. But other than that, I'm just going to trade what I see going forward the rest of the week. You guys have a good one. This doesn't look like it's going to set up. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. And I'll just keep going. I'm just keeping the journey, keeping it steady, and being smart, managing my risk. That's the number one thing. And make sure you manage yours. We'll go from there. So have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully.